Hey everyone, and welcome back to Silverrun Forest for the next episode in our Let's Play series. So our sheep are starting to produce a decent amount of wool. We've got 6 full pallets here now, so 6,000 litres of wool, which means it's probably now a good time to get the spinnery built, as the yacht is currently not far off requiring fabric. So it's still got a little bit left to go on the current stage before it does. So hopefully if we can get the spinnery built today, get that up and running, we can start then producing the fabric it requires just in time for when it needs it. So what we're going to do is over here, and this is our nice grass field planted last time, which is now growing. Do need to get some fertilizer on this and the barley as well. So we do own this little square of land here just over the other side of the tracks. So this is part of the start farm. This little patch just in between the Silverrun market there and also the back of the store there. So we own just around, I think, just about up to these trees. It's not flat, as you can see. It's quite bumpy, so we will need to do some landscaping. This is where we built the iron furnace on the live streams. We built in this patch, so we're going to clear the trees out and build the spinnery here, because I think it'll be a nice place to fit it in. And it's otherwise just a little bit of land that you can't really do much else with, so perfect for clearing to get a production in. The roller coaster is doing very well. It's still got everything it needs. I did bring over another couple of pallets of long planks and wood beams, because we've got all the stuff there now. It's not showing wood beams and long planks storage. So just to make sure we did have enough and it could keep processing, I bought another 2 pallets of each down from the old sawmill, because I can't actually see what's in storage for those. So he's just working on this last dip here. So overnight it's been progressing that bit. There's a few floating planks up there. I'm sure that'll get finished in over the rest of this month. So yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to clear out all the trees we can with the Volvo. Just check, still doing 6 meters. Not that it really matters, because we're probably just going to take everything we get off here to the old sawmill. So we could potentially do them longer lengths. I will keep 6s because I find them easier to stack. So yeah, we'll get this cleared out, and then we can get the terrain leveled and then build the spinnery and get the wool delivered. Okay, we've just got this one little tree to do, and we'll leave all the other trees. We should have plenty of space with leaving those in. So we'll need to go around and get the stumps out and load up all these logs. The smaller tree there that's just next to the wheel loader, we'll just delete that one with the lumberjack mod, because we can't process that with a tree harvester. So we'll get this one out of the way. That one there we can't cut, but again, that's not really in the way. So there's plenty of space in between there for the spinnery. So if we just drop this out the way. Okay, so the trees have all been cleared out the way, and I think I've got all of the stumps. So the next job will be to get this area leveled. Here we go, landscaping and level. And if we take this flat area here as our datum, and then we can just go back and level this out. This is probably going to cost us quite a bit of money. That's one of those things that's required. And then what we'll do, we'll get the spinnery built, then we can tidy up the surrounding landscape, like the painting, afterwards. So yeah, looks like I've missed one stump there, which I'll have to come back in and get before we place the spinnery down. I think that looks reasonably level. Don't think we've missed anywhere. So yeah, I'll just quickly go and get that stump I've missed. So there's always one. Looks like it's just this one though, from what I can see. Yeah, I can't see any more. So yeah, hopefully that is the only one. So we can now get the spinnery built. So productions, I'm just going to build the base game spinnery because this will produce more than enough fabric for what we need for the boat, and we don't really need fabric for anything else. So I'm not intending on getting a tailor shop or any other production, so we'll just stick with this. So if we come round about here, just to the left of that line pole, that should give us enough space then to get to the pickup point at the back here and also drop off the wall. And it's a case of just getting the area tidied up with the landscaping mode. Okay, so that's the spinnery done. I just added a few rough decorations, a bit of fencing around it. I was going to add a few cars, but I forgot to add that mod in, so probably add that for next time. And just add a few little bits. So what we need to do is get the wool over to here, so then we can actually start production of the fabric, which will use the... I don't think we have a very suitable trailer. Let's drop this one off. We'll use the Demco as we've still got that, and it's just round here. So it might be actually a little bit too big to get in. I think we might need a smaller trailer. We can always put the skid steer on the back of this as well, and bring that over and use that to unload the pallets. What we might need to do at some point is get a smaller trailer, maybe get a pickup truck as well, and a smaller trailer for doing the smaller pallets of wool and eggs, transporting those around, rather than using this. If we try and turn this around, and then we can... Oh, I went a little bit fast then. Yeah, so if we back this in, we should be able to then load up the pallets with a skid steer. Yeah, we have got 6 full pallets, and then we've got the 2 partial ones, which we'll leave until they're full. Open this gate and get this backed in. Actually, I was just thinking, like, doing all this with the skid steer. This is an auto load trailer, so it seems a bit pointless backing all this the way in here and then not utilising the auto load on it. You can actually get in. Really don't like reversing these trailers sometimes. They just never seem to go where you want them to go. Yeah, so I think in the future we'll just get a smaller trailer for doing this. Right, so there's the 6,000 litres of wool, so we'll get this over to the spinnery and dropped off. So So I may need to take the skid steer to get these off. I don't think we'll get this into the trigger. Just get that gate shut as well. There we go. Well, it's taken some of it. See if we can get those last couple of pallets. Come on. There we go. So we did get it in there. It wasn't pretty, you know, not the best way of doing it, but it's in, so we can now start production. So if we open the production menu, so we want spinnery, so fabric wool, so it'll produce 1,440 litres of fabric per month, so from 2,880 litres of wool. So we've got enough there to keep it going for a couple of months, and then we should have some more wool next month as well to bring over, so we should be able to keep this fully going now. So we'll activate that. So there is our fabric production underway. I say next time we come to deliver any wool, I'll get a smaller trailer that's more suited for getting into this area. And as for the Demco trailer, still undecided whether to keep it or sell it. I say it's not a particularly expensive trailer, so we probably won't get that much back for it, so we may just keep it for now, and then if we do need it, it's there to use. If not, then we're not really losing out anything. So the next job for today, now that's up and running, will be to buy a new area of land. We'll just check the old sawmill. So that's going to need topping up soon. Just looks like we've got quite a few pallets of prefab walls as well. I think the spawn area is completely full. So we've got 7,000 in storage, so we do have quite a lot of prefab walls. Iron furnace is okay for now. We'll probably need to go up there next month and top that up. And I think everything's blue anyway, which is a good sign, so everything is running. So what we'll do is, I think we're going to buy a new area of land if we've got the money. I was thinking about getting 29. It's 147. We could just about afford it. So if we buy that, and then we can get our forestry equipment up to this section, and then start clearing 29. Okay, so I've decided before we get to work on cutting the trees on the new area of land, I'm going to come up to the iron furnace and get a load of metal. That way we can get a little bit of money and also clear the pallets that are up here, because we do have quite a lot of pallets of metal. So I think there's more than one load for this trailer. So again, while we're up here as well, we'll put a few loads of iron ore into the iron furnace so we can keep that stocked up and make sure it's always running. So we'll get these loaded up first. So we should have enough for a full load, 28 pallets. Oh, one short. Well, how far are we close, or how close are we to the next one? Quite a way off. I think the 27th has literally just spawned. So yeah, one pallet short, but that's not too much of an issue. So we'll get a couple of loads of iron ore into the iron furnace, so that can be topped up while we're up here. Makes sense. And then it's something else we don't have to worry about then for another month or two. Okay, so that's the iron ore all topped up. And we are full now. Yeah, 60,000 litres or there or thereabouts. So we'll leave that there. We'll go and take this over to wherever the best price is. Let's just check for metal. Maybe Elm Creek, so we may need to grab the train. Where is metal? So yeah, Elm Creek 6156. So that's quite a lot higher than everywhere else. So definitely be worth getting the train to load this onto. So we'll head down to the old sawmill. We're going to be getting the train. We may as well load up some of the pallets from there as well onto the train and make the most of renting the train. So we'll try and get as much on as we can. Send that off to Elm Creek. And then that should make us a nice amount of money then. Right, so we're down at the old sawmill. I've rented the train, so it's here waiting for us. What we need to do is try and get up onto this platform. We just stop that there, unstrap those, and then if we jump into the train and bring that down a little bit. And then hopefully, if we get it to stop, should be able to do Shift R and then auto load that platform. So that's the universal auto load script, same one we're using on the base game equipment. So that one's loaded that up. I'm just going to stop that there, switch that off. So that's all the metal on the train. So we can get this out of the way now. Says. So we'll just pull this out the way down here, and then we can get the rest of the, or some of the pallets on. I will just have a quick look, see what the best price is currently at Elm Creek, because we don't need any of the short planks, so we could put all of those on in the prefab wall. So we just check. So we go planks. So Elm Creek currently is the best price for the standard planks, so we'll put those on as well. And the prefab walls, I'm pretty sure, is always Elm Creek. Yeah, 10,300, so that's over 1,000 more than the best price anywhere else. So we'll get all the short planks on. All the planks short. Short planks, planks short. I like the way the game calls long planks, planks long. And we'll get the prefabs on as well, or as many as we can. I don't know if we'll fit all of them on. And then we can get the train sent off to Elm Creek and get paid. Okay, so last prefab wall to go on, then we can get this train sent off and sold. Well, not sell the train. Get the train sent off and sell all the products on the train. I don't think the rail company would be too happy with us selling their train. Yeah, so we'll get this last one on, and there's going to be a lot of money's worth there. I mean, we've got, was it 6,000 per pallet of metal? So that's going to be, what, 620, 150,000 just for the metal. We've got the short planks as well, and then all the prefab walls, which are worth 10,000 each. And there's a lot on there. I didn't count how many there was exactly, but yeah, we're probably going to get close to 350,000, I reckon, for this load. So let's get this sent off to Elm Creek. Oh, I've lost the prefab wall. Stop! No, no. I've lost 2 prefab walls. That didn't quite go as planned. I should have strapped them down properly. Alright, let's get those put back on. Alright, now we can get everything sold. Now everything's back on there. Hopefully it's a bit secure. So yeah, I reckon we're going to get well over 300,000 for this. Wow, okay, 423,107. That's a little bit more than I was expecting. So that's definitely put us back in a good position. We could potentially now as well buy some more of the leased equipment we've got. Just going to check while we're here on our wood chips. A fairly decent pile there. Best price for wood chips is still showing January, so we'll leave those going until then, before we worry about loading those up and getting those sold. So yeah, we've still got quite a few long planks as well, and the wood beams. We've also got another short planks spawn already. They just seem to spawn so fast. So yeah, 427,000. I'm just going to quickly look, see what we have got on lease. See if it's worth it. I've got the skidder, which we could purchase for 287, which I'm going to hold off on that one just for a little bit. The yarder as well. We could purchase that 83,000, which I'm not too fussed about. And also we've got the tree planter, which is 59. As we're not using those very often, I think it might be worth buying this though, because we do use this quite a bit. So it's going to be 46,000. So we've purchased the trailer, so this is now ours. That leaves us with 381,005. So what we'll do, we'll head down to the new area of land. Now actually what we'll do first, we'll head to the store. We're going to lease another piece of new equipment to try out, to use on the new land. Just to give it a try, so we're trying some more of the stuff that's from the Platinum expansion as well. Yeah, so we'll head to the store first and pick that up, and then head to the new area of land. Okay, so we'll just stop by Eddie's and pick up a new piece of equipment to try out. I'll get this stopped, get the ramps down, get the engine switched off. So we're going to lease the John Deere Feller Buncher. So we go forestry. So this is another piece of equipment that was included in the Platinum expansion. I've briefly tried this out on my test map. It does pick up 2 of the fully grown lodge pine trees, but they are a little bit too heavy, so it does tip over fairly easy. But we're going to lease it and try it out. So it's going to cost 14,509. That way then, if we find it's not really much use to us, we can return it. So it won't do every tree, but when we do come to do some of the smaller trees, we'll be able to bunch them up a lot easier. So then when we do come in with the skidder to remove those, they're all there bunched up together, so we can just pick them up with the grapple or attach the winch to them. So we'll get the ramp up and then we'll head up to our new area of land. Get that strapped down as well so it doesn't fall off. Okay, so we're up to our new area of land. What we need to do now is find a nice area where we can get the trees to process and load up. This track down here is a little bit too narrow for that. So if we just drop this off over here and we can get this unloaded. Get the straps off that, get the engine off, and then we can jump in this. So the big fully grown Penderosa pines we won't be able to pick up with this, or the spruce trees, but we can do every other tree. So it is only the 2 we won't be able to do. And I think there is a reasonable flat area up here we can use pulling the trees up to. So yeah, this is fairly flat, so if we get this area cleared first, and we can use this as our landing area to process all the trees and get them up to here. So we'll get the Volvo up here first. And actually we'll bring this up here first. So we might need to find a nice access up here for the semi so we can get these loaded up. There's a few deadwood trees, so we'll use this to clear those out the way first. So we'll get this switched on. You don't have to press anything with this, literally just driving the tree and it will automatically cut it and then grab it. So nice and easy to use. I say it does, if you get too much weight on it, does tip over very easy. So there's 2 deadwood trees, so we'll put these to one side. So actually we spin round and we'll drop these down just over here. So press B to release the trees and I can drop those there. So we'll get rid of all the deadwood trees that are in this area and get those bunched up together so we know where they are. Keep them separate from the rest of the trees. Okay, so we've bunched quite a few trees up. It works quite well on, except for these bigger trees. So this one's a little bit too thick, so it won't cut that one. Some of them it works really well, others they are way too heavy and it just tips over way too easy. So for the smaller trees you can bunch up to fairly easy, but when you start getting to the bigger ones, especially on this uneven ground, it does get a little bit tricky to use. So I don't know if it's something we'll keep long term, but at least it's something I've tried out. We've given it a go. It may be more useful when we're on the flat area, when the saplings that we planted last time are ready. We could possibly use it to then take the trees down and bunch them up, ready for the processor to come along. So I don't think we'll be able to get this spruce out because I think it's a little bit too big. I think this one's one of the fully grown ones. Yep. As I say, it's nice and easy to get the dead wood and keep them separated. You can pile them all up to one side. So once you start getting trees larger than this one, it does get a little bit tricky to use. So we'll drop this one over with these two. And we'll get that switched off. And what we'll do now is, this is one of the large pole pines, and I'll show you it will cut it. But we'll probably more than likely will end up tipping over the machine. So we'll just about cut these. As long as you keep straight, it's not so bad, but as soon as you start trying to turn, the weight of the tree shifts to the one side and it will literally just pull the whole thing over. So if you go very, very slow and don't drive too erratic, you can do these. I wouldn't recommend trying to do two of these at one time though, but they will actually cut two and bunch them together. So if we try and drop this one down without tipping over, you see it's just way too much weight for this machine with one fully grown tree. But you can do it just about. So you have to do it nice and careful. But it won't do the fully grown spruce or Ponderosa pine. But it's a great tool for coming in to getting rid of the deadwood trees and then bunching them all together, and then you can throw them all into a wood chipper or do whatever else you want to do with them. Now unfortunately with this land as well, we've got these like decorative stumps, and I've not found a way of getting rid of these. If anybody knows of one, then let me know. I've tried mulching, I've tried the stump grinders, I've tried deleting it with the easy dev controls, I tried the lumberjack mod. Without using the map object hider mod, which unfortunately as far as I'm aware is not available yet for FS22. I don't know any way of getting rid of these stumps, because this area probably wouldn't be too bad for another field to expand the farm on. But if we can't get rid of those decorative stumps, then it's kind of makes that space not quite usable, because it does reduce the area quite a bit. Yeah, so if anybody does know a way of getting rid of these, I said I tried landscaping mode, and yeah, they just won't go, which is rather annoying, because I say some of them are right in the middle where it would be a nice area to get another field in. So we'll get rid of these stumps, and then what we'll do is get the processor up here, and we'll start getting some of these logs processed, getting them all ready to be loaded up next time. Actually, we might do one load to take down to the sawmill. Just so we can top that up a little bit. Right, we've cleared quite a few trees from here and we've got a nice clearing now. One thing we could do with doing is getting a track in so we can get the semi up here. But at the moment it's a little bit steep and there's no like clear road, so I think we may need to see if we can get a track coming across this way and maybe link up to this track down here, so that way then we can get the semi up onto this flatter area a little bit easier to load up. So we may need to clear some of those trees. And I think we'll probably also need to buy that other area of land. So we're currently here. I'll just check where... Oh, we do own up to there. Yeah, so potentially we could get a clearing that goes around there, and then we can get a tracking onto this one. That way then it's not such a steep access into this. We process them here, get them all stacked up and then loaded up onto the trailer. So I think we'll do that next time. We'll look at clearing that tracking that way. But what I want to do for now is try and get these loaded up. So these logs we've got cut here, get these onto our trailer and then take them over to the paper mill. We'll sell as many logs there as we can, like we did last time, then the rest up to the old sawmill to top that up a little bit. And then what we'll do, we'll also, while we've got the money, we'll buy the paper mill, which I'm not sure how much that is, but I'm pretty sure we should be able to afford it. Yeah, so for now I don't really want to try and get the semi up here because it's going to be difficult to turn it round. And it's quite steep getting up this way, so I think getting a track in the other end will be a much better option. Actually, I could probably do with reversing that back a little bit. It looks like there's a log falling off as well. I may put all the offcuts we've got down by our new field as well. Try and get those loaded up onto the front of here before we take them. So we might be able to fit the rest on. I'll get the rest of those logs loaded on, and I'll try and get all the offcuts picked up as well if we can, and get those loaded on. Don't know how well they'll strap down because they are quite short. And then we'll get these over to the paper mill. Okay, so I've got the rest of the logs we had cut loaded up. I've also added on a few of the offcuts, but only the ones that fit on. I think a lot of the others are a little bit too short for this trailer. So this time what we'll do is we'll go this way and then reverse back. I think that might be a bit easier. So we'll sell as much as we can here, then we'll buy the actual paper mill. And then if there is any logs left on, if we reverse down, I don't know how big the trigger is. That's as far as we can get. So, right, let me unstrap, see if I can push that one off. Get back a little bit further. Right, let's see if we can sell these. So it's sold another 21,000, and we can purchase that now for 130,000. So we'll just check the production. Now we own it. So paper mill. So it's set to do carton roll and paper roll. And it's 525 wood for 230 paper, 400 wood to 215 cartons. So we'll leave that processing. I'm going to leave both on for now, and we'll see how we get on with that. So the rest of this now we'll take to the old sawmill, get that dropped off. And then there's one more job I want to do before we finish up today, as we've got the money to do it. So I say we'll go and get this dropped off, and then we need to get the other trailer hooked up. And then, yeah, I'll meet you over at the old sawmill, because that's where we need to go anyway, with the other trailer as well. Okay, so we're coming up to the old sawmill with the flatbed trailer, or the step deck. I delivered all the rest of the logs there, so that's topped up the production. So that we should have enough in there now to get us through to next month. But next month we will need to really top that up, because it is going to start running low. So there's probably enough to get us through to December, but we will need to come up here and get some more logs into that. The lodgepole pines that we planted aren't fully grown yet, but you might be able to see a few of them. They are on the third growth stage, so one more growth stage and they'll be fully grown. So what we're going to do is load up the long planks and the wood beams, and we're going to take these to sell. And I'm going to buy the shingle factory, which is the last production that we require. And I don't know how far off we are needing the shingles for the roller coaster, but while we've got the money, we may as well get that purchased so it can start producing, ready for when we do need it. So that will then be all of the productions that we require for the boatyard and the roller coaster up and running. The roller coaster's almost finished its current stage as well. So what I'm going to do is, before we take the long planks to the shingle factory, we'll take any, well, we'll sell any long planks and beams at the roller coaster as much as it will require, just so we know we've got enough. Right, saying it's full, so if I unload and then reload, sometimes it puts more back on. Yeah, I think we are now full. So yeah, we'll head down to the roller coaster first, sell anything it'll take, and then we'll take the rest of the long planks to the shingle factory, and then we can purchase that, and then we'll just sell what's left on the trailer then. Okay, so first up, roller coaster. As you can see, that bit at the start of the episode is now completed, that final dip as it goes up and down. So I think the actual track area is pretty much more or less complete now, but I think there's still a lot more to go. Well, that's taken quite a lot more than I expected. I didn't quite think it'd take that much. Alright, so that's taken most of our long planks. So the current stage it's on, it requires 1039 litres of planks long, which we've got more than enough of, so that for the next stage. So that's progressing rather nicely. So I say we'll take these, or take the last 4 pallets of long planks to the shingle factory, which is just over there. Then we can get those delivered and get that started. So it may still be a while yet before we need shingles for the roller coaster, but at least then we've got them under production. So I had no idea how you get into this production as well. Pretty sure this is the shingle factory. No, that's not the shingle factory. That is the shingle factory, or the roofing factory. Is this one? I'll just quickly turn on the interactive zone markers because I have no idea where the drop-off is. So the pallets spawn there and the drop-off must be down this side. So we'll get these 4 dropped off. So it's only 70,000 to buy this one. So we purchased that. And then we own the shingle factory as well. So we've, apart from the art accessories and the pet accessories, I think we've got pretty much all of the productions now. So shingles being produced. And we'll just check. Yeah, so they're currently paying 2,321 for the roller coaster for the shingles. So that is pretty much everything we need now for that. So the last 4 wood beams we'll take to the Silver Run market to sell, as we don't require those for any of the productions. Now the boatyard's got plenty, and the roller coasters or just took a load as well. So we should have our first pallet of fabric for next time as well, and I think the boat should be at the next stage as well, which may be the stage it requires the fabric. So we can start delivering that, and then we'll purchase the boatyard as well. So yeah, I think next time what we need to concentrate on is getting more trees up over to the old sawmill. So we've just checked the old sawmill, which is this one. Yeah, 62,000 litres in there, but most of that will have gone by next month. I'm just going to stop that off there. We'll just go and quickly check the boat. So it's still inside, but it's currently on this last stage, so 786 planks long planks. And then that should go on to the next stage where it comes outside. So it moves to here, and then it can put the sails on and stuff. So I think we've just about got the spinnery in at the right time. And yeah, so everything's progressing nicely. We've got 2 new productions added to our portfolio. A new area of land as well, which we've started clearing, and we'll continue clearing that next time. So we'll leave this episode here. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. And if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, then please do consider subscribing. Got more Farm Simulator 22 content coming up with the Let's Play series, time-lapse series, and also the live streams as well. So again, a big thank you to everyone that's watched, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.